We will begin with the king of knives, the chef's knife, also known as the cook's knife. This knife can be virtually used for 80% of all kitchen cuts. The grip is very simple. I grip the knife with my 3 fingers based on the handle, where the blade attaches to the handle, which is called the bolster. I then have my thumb, which is almost parallel to the blade of the knife, with a slight downward angle. I then have my index finger, which bends at the top knuckle and then is straight to the bottom of the blade. I make sure that the distance between my end of my index finger and the bottom of the blade is at least 1/3 of an inch to ensure safety. By bringing my hand forward, I maintain equal balance and equal distribution of the weight of the handle and the blade. That is key for control and precision. And Henckels did not overlook that feature. In fact, they have been creating the most superior balanced knives since 1731. I remember when I picked up my first Henckels about 20 years ago, and it was a magical experience. In fact, I felt that they designed this knife specifically for my hand itself. Let's talk about what size knife you should choose. First of all, there's several elements to consider. First, the size of your hand. The larger your hand, the larger knife you can generally handle. Secondly, the level of skill. If you're an expert with a knife, you can usually handle a bigger knife. If you're a beginner, I would start with a 6-inch or an 8-inch chef's knife. Third, the larger the knife, the more surface area you can cover, therefore decreasing your cutting time. But remember, the smaller the knife, the safer it is. So you need to find a right balance between covering enough area and also making sure it's safe. So those are the 4 elements to consider when choosing the size of the knife. Now, how do you hold your opposite hand? We certainly know how to grip the knife, but how do you position your stabilizing hand? First of all, you want to make sure that your middle knuckle is perpendicular 90 degrees from the board itself, okay? Next thing you want to make sure that is that your fingertips are behind that knuckle itself, never exposed. Next thing you want to do is you want to make sure your thumb stays as a stabilizer into the rear of the product, therefore pushing down. And then you also want to make sure that your fingertips press onto the product, aren't just sitting there on top of the product, but they're actually pressing into the product. Those 4 elements will ensure that you have a safe cut and will maximize your efficiency. Remember, safety is the key. Never bring the knife blade above your knuckle.